Hi my loves, how's it going? How you guys doing? Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm basically posting a video about me trying to get my life back together. I've felt like I'm stuck for a very long time, and I mean I've tried to do different things to sort of feel unstuck or feel less depressed, or sort of like just do different things to try and help get that feeling to disappear, but it's not really been like great, if I'm being honest. And it got to a point where I felt like I really needed to start letting go of things and like shed some of the skin that I have. I know that's a really weird way of saying it, but it's the only way I can sort of describe the feeling I'd been having. So what I did was I went through and I did a declutter of almost everything that I have. I went through every single item that I own, that I use or see most often or around me, and I got rid of as many things as I could. By the end of this, I think I had a big Primark bag full of donations, an actual full orange bag, which I only post like a full Tesco bag, but I did end up getting rid of a lot more. And I also had one large black bag of things that just were not donatable or things that were not recyclable that had to go as well. So there was a lot of stuff, and I can't lie, that really surprised me. Going back to the whole like thing of like feeling stuck, I think a lot of that is obviously to do with my mental health, working from home and then not having an activity that I can sort of lean on or go outside the house, which obviously isn't really helpful. I've also been on my phone a lot. I watch a lot of TV shows, or YouTube and just, or TikTok and stuff like that, which obviously isn't necessarily good for your mental well-being. I'm not saying don't use those as like a way to relax, but I feel like that's literally all I ever do, which kind of like made me sort of like kind of go back in myself a little bit and like close off from a lot of stuff. And then I felt like I really needed to just do something, and I like the itch to do something was getting like really like strong and urgent, so I decided to just get rid of stuff. I felt like that was the only way I could kind of like help myself at the time, and I'm really happy that I ended up doing that. I got rid of so much crap that I didn't even realize that I was holding on to. There was also a lot of things I let go of because I know that my style is very different now. I wasn't going to use them again, or like I like the feeling that was attached because of my impulsive spending had kind of like disappeared. I do have a lot of stuff. I still have a lot of stuff. I've always had a lot of stuff, and a lot of it is fueled from a place of struggling with my mental health. And then I ended up using spending and shopping online, especially, as a coping mechanism, whether that was coping with my depression, anxiety, stress, like PTSD flashbacks, my like feeling guilty after a binge, or feeling suicidal, feeling like I wanted to like relapse back into self-harm. So there's a lot of those sort of like factors that went into play with me having so much stuff. But it got to a point where it got too much, and I was actually getting very sick and tired of having too much, and something had to give, and I ended up getting rid of as much as I could at the time. I will probably be doing more declutters and letting go of more things as I go. There's going to be a bunch of stuff that I sell as well. I'm going to put it on my Vinted, and I'll link my Vinted down below, because I don't think I'm going to be uploading anything until this video is up, so you guys can like shop for stuff. If you want literally any money that I make from those items is going to go towards clearing my debt off, which is why this is really important to me. Like I really need to like chip away at that as well. But yeah, this is, I guess, like part one of me trying to like get my life back together. And the first step for me was just to like shed off some of that dead weight and things that I feel like were sort of holding me back. I feel like I could talk forever, but I'm not going to, because I feel like you're gonna hear my voice enough later on. But yeah, thank you so much for stopping by my channel and watching my video. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of this. Maybe I can do this more often for you guys. But yeah, I'll stop so you guys can just... I have this bedside table, and in here I keep my underwear, socks, and that kind of stuff in the top drawer. And in the bottom drawer I keep my workout stuff, I suppose pantyhose, like tummy tuck, stuff like that, because I have nowhere else to actually store this stuff. So rather than using this as a typical bedside table, that's what I have to use this for. So I have to take everything out whenever I start, then put things together in piles and then see what I have and then put things back. And then obviously if the drawer needs to be cleaned, I'll clean the drawer, but this drawer was fine. So I just went ahead and put everything back. And this kind of made me realize I have a lot of stuff that I don't necessarily use or gravitate towards, but then I always feel like I don't have said stuff. But literally, if you look at it, I put back in here, I think 4 pairs of like gym leggings, and I'm wearing one. So that's plenty. I mean, it's a whole other issue that some of them don't really fit me that well, but like seriously, like I have a lot, and I wanted to buy more gym stuff, and I realized I don't really wear these clothes as is or work out enough to point where I'm going to get any more. So I'm just happy that I was able to reevaluate everything. Okay, so this drawer, like I mentioned, is pajamas, leggings, scarves, or hijabs really, and trousers. I guess I'll just talk through what I do. So this is my Beetlejuice pajama set that I got from Primark. This really has seen better days, but I've only worn this a few times, and I'm definitely going to keep this. But I'll do pajamas for the time being. I'll just put over here that I'm going to keep. I have these trousers, but I love them. I'm going to keep that. Going to keep that top. This one is so horrible in the sense of it's really like stained, but I'm going to keep it because I wear this whenever I do any like hair treatments, hair oils, or when I do any what do you call it, face masks and stuff like that. So that's fine. This one is also fine, that can stay. And this one, however, is going to go because it is like so stained in so many places. So that's the first one that's out. Then I have a couple of trousers, so I'm gonna keep that. I'm gonna keep these even though they're kind of stained, but I feel like I kind of need them. I'm gonna keep this set. This shirt I pulled out from my wardrobe declutter, and this will count. I'm gonna leave it in here. And then I actually have this actual like set, so I'm gonna keep that. Underneath it, don't know if you can see, I've got this like Beetlejuice hoodie type thing, but this takes up so much space. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this somewhere else with hopefully my Halloween stuff because that'll just make it a lot easier. Now I will just quickly grab my scarves. So I'm not gonna let go of any of these because they're all really good ones that I have. I've got some hijab hats, like 4 of these somehow. I've got like this knee support thing. I've got this coloured hijab. I've got a grey. I've got this one. I've got this one. I've got a black. So these are all gonna be keeps, but I need to fold them properly because they're just really badly done. And then this is like a knee support. Then I have I've also got that hijab. I've got a bunch of like leggings in here. So I'm gonna take those out. Some form of support. I don't know. I think an ankle support, a wrist support, a hijab magnet, a knee support, which obviously does not fit me. I'm gonna give this one to my mom because I think she was asking for one. And then I have like just this amount of leggings, but these are all gonna be keep. So these are now all of my trousers, and almost all my trousers are black. This one is a bit loose, but if I let this one go, I won't have enough trousers to wear. So I'm gonna keep that. Then I have this one, but this is actually ripped from the inside, like the inner thighs. And the problem is, even if I stitch it, it's still gonna rip within a couple of days. So there's literally no point in me keeping this. That's gonna go in the bin. I have 2 trousers here. They're the same. They're just 2 different sizes. But I think it's because I needed these trousers. They're really good and easy to wear around the house. But I didn't actually have. They didn't have the size that I needed. Something for smaller size. But I have 2 of these because they're really good and convenient. I have these which are a little bit too tight on me, but these are really really good. I like them. My one set of jeans. These trousers which I've worn once, but I really like these as well, which are on my back up. I have. Oh, I forgot I had 2 pairs of extra jeans. But I think these 2 jeans right now don't actually fit me, but I actually do really like them, and I kind of want to keep them for that because they're pretty good quality jeans. That is everything. What I'm going to do though now is fold everything up properly and then put things away. Okay, so I am putting everything back literally where it was before, but I am just like refolding and moving things around a little bit so that they fit a little bit better. I ended up getting rid of this hijab that you're about to see, and it was quite stained, so it kind of had to go. I wouldn't really be able to wear it out. I don't really wear hijabs that often. It's usually if I'm going to a particular event. But yeah, I realized that one, if it's not broken, then fix it. So basically, if the clothes are still in good condition, there's no need for me to throw it away, just replace them because that's stupid and a waste of money. And the other thing is I'm trying to like be better for the environment and really think before I make purchases. So if I am going to replace stuff, I want to replace it one at a time. And the last thing I realize is I really need to do this more often and just keep on top of my spaces because damn. But this is now what my drawer looks like. If I just bring you guys closer. So these are all my trousers. I didn't actually get rid of anything but one, but that was such a thin piece of trouser. It didn't really make much of a difference, but at least this way, everything is piled up in one line and it makes sense. Here I've just put leggings and I've stood them up like this. And the scarves that are there, I can't turn around like this, so it's long ways like this. And it works really well. And on top of the scarves, which just underneath here, I've put all of my like injury bits and pieces like knee support, ankle support, I don't think I have an elbow support, but I've got a wrist support. When we move over here, this is all my pajamas now. So these again I could put away, but I don't really want to because I don't really have the, if I put them away I feel like I'm gonna forget. So then I have 1, 2, 3, 4 sets of actual pajamas, and I think one is in the wash. So that's that, and then plus this one here. And I think that's enough pajamas. I will probably do like a once over before we go into like actual proper winter, and to get rid of a few of these. Like these trousers will need to go. Probably also these. And then see what else can go as well, because they're like in pretty bad shape, but I feel like it's still not to that point where I can't use it. So yeah, these will probably go at a later time, but for now, this is everything, and my drawer is done. So now we're onto the middle drawer, and this is also full. I've just thrown this one in though because this belongs in here, but I'm definitely going to keep this. I just need to fold it properly because it is my Hello Kitty sweatshirt and I love it. This is actually oversized and it fits me really nicely as well. But I do have a lot of sort of like, I basically have my jumpers, sweatshirts, and just stuff like that. Anything without a hood, essentially, in this drawer. But it is a lot of stuff that I have, and things do not really fit in here that great either, which is the part that is concerning to me, only because I want everything to fit in here properly. So I'm gonna just take things out kind of one at a time and figure out if I really want to keep them. I think this is kind of fun. You can't even see it. This is kind of fun, so I want to keep it just for that, and this would be kind of cool to wear during like Halloween slash October time. I have this jumper thing. I'm gonna keep that too. Um, well, this belongs to one of my hoodies that are actually in the bottom drawer, but I'm gonna keep that for that one. I have this, which essentially does actually go into the bottom drawer, but I mean, I've worn it once, and the only problem with this, it is pretty cropped. Not too cropped, but I could wear this with like something underneath, like a vest, and then high waisted trousers. That could work. The only problem is it's no longer the season for that, and I don't know why my brain didn't work like that before. And I could have literally worn this around the house, but I'm gonna keep this one for now too. That just goes in the bottom drawer. I have this hoodie thing. I think I need to try this one on to see if I'm even gonna keep this or not. Because this was like a hand-me-down from someone in the family, and if it's not worth me keeping, I'm honestly just not gonna keep it. I have quite a lot of like Champion sweatshirts because I love their quality and the material. I'm gonna keep this one. It's actually such a beautiful color. Um, gonna keep this one. This is one of my favorites, and everyone seems to love this one as well. It's just got this over here, and it's like a green. It's honestly my absolute fave. I'm gonna keep those. I have this purplish type one from them as well. I'm gonna keep that. This green one I'm gonna keep. This one I'm thinking of letting go of. This green one here, a grey one really. But I'll see if my dad wants something like this. And then I'll offer that to him. And then I have another Champion one, but it's more like this with the lettering and the logo. It's very like small, but I like this one because it's also a lot thinner as well. I think I'll keep that one. But then I have this one, which I haven't even worn yet. But the only problem is it's not really oversized. So I don't know how I feel about it. But like I said, I do love like Champion sweatshirts and stuff. I think I'll try on this one, see how I feel about that. If I decide to let this one go, I'm gonna let both of these go together. And this one, because it's still got tags on it, I will try selling it. And this one, I will just pass over to my dad and see how that goes. I have this one from Adidas, which I'm gonna keep. I really like this. I have this one I've had for a very long time, but I'm going to keep it because I love this sort of like washed out kind of grungy type shade. Love that. There's this one which is really thick and warm from Reclaimed Vintage, and I really like this as well. So I'm gonna keep that. It basically just has like this vintage sort of picture of Colorado. Not that you can really see it that well anymore since it's been washed a few times, but I'm gonna keep that. I have this jumper, which I'm thinking of letting go because it's honestly so thick. Like it's so thick and bulky, but it is really nice. It was pricey though, I can't even lie. And I just don't know how I feel about this because it's slouchy, it's perfect, it's literally what I want in a jumper. But then when I get rid of long jumpers, I'm like, oh, maybe I should wear a jumper. So I don't know about this when I come back to that. I have this Beetlejuice jumper as well, which I want to keep because that's new. I have this from North Pole, which is really good quality fleece. I'm not going to get rid of. And the last thing I have in here is my uni sweatshirt. I was at Westminster years and years ago. But yeah, I have this as well. So I don't really know what to get rid of, really, from this drawer. I won't even lie, this process was so long, especially with the bottom two drawers, the middle and the bottom one. It took me such a long time to make a decision about every single item, what I really wanted to keep, what I could see myself wearing again once I lost weight and all of that stuff. And it took me a while to then refold things as well. But I'm really glad I went through this grueling process because I actually did end up letting go of some stuff I never thought I could ever let go of. So it did mean that like now whenever I look into my drawers, everything is put in a way where I can, one, easily grab it, but two, I know exactly what the item is and nothing is hidden. I can literally see everything as soon as I open the drawers. I just hope that I can get to the point where I lose weight so I can actually wear some of these clothes again, because that would be super exciting. But yeah, I'm just really happy with the way that all of this turned out in the end. Okay, so I thought I might as well go through my bags as well, because bags are part of the things that are in my wardrobe. I just forgot to take her before, but I have a lot of these, and to be fair, because I don't really go out much, I don't really use a lot of them. However, this is an insane amount of bags. I bought this one, I think, last year. I can't lie, this would make a really cool and cute summer bag. It's from Juicy. I got it from TK Maxx. I don't remember the price of how much this was, but it is such a lovely bag. I'm gonna keep this, and hopefully, when I do go out this time during the summer, I can remember to take it with me. I have a few tote bags. I might as well get these done first. I have this one, this really long one. I think I'm gonna get rid of this one. I'm not the biggest fan of this, personally speaking. This is one of the Illumicate ones, though. I'll see if anybody on Vinted wants it. If not, I'll just give it to one of my younger cousins. They can have it. But I'm gonna get rid of that one. This bag as well. I think this came as part of one of the book subscriptions as well. But I am gonna keep this one because it's kind of cool. I have a Vincent van Gogh one from Primark. I'm gonna keep that. I have this one, however. I got this from Shein and I was not expecting it to be this small. I just really liked these girls. I think Hex girls are from Scooby Doo, and yeah, unfortunately, the actual arm strap is so small, so I'm gonna get rid of that one. Because as iconic as this would have been, it just was so disappointing. But yeah, I'm gonna get rid of that one as well. And then I have one more, which is this one, but I'm not gonna let this one go. I actually use this to store all of my other tote bags behind my door, and I keep other bags in here just because it's easy to grab them. To be fair though, I don't even think I need this out. I can actually go ahead and just fold this up and carry this with me if I ever need a tote bag in the future, but I'll see what I'm gonna do with this. I have two just basic plastic bags. I keep these in my room in case I end up having like an intense itch to declutter something, and then I have bags I can grab and just toss them in here and take them downstairs. I don't like to keep things that I've decided to declutter too long in my room because then it tempts me to just keep them. So I literally, as soon as I decide I'm letting go of something, it has to go. Otherwise, I'll end up keeping it and it just defeats the purpose of doing that in the first place. So I will always keep these in my room in case. I have this little like coin purse. I got this such a long time ago, but it has change in here from abroad. So I think I've only got in here Turkish money, and I think at one point I actually had euros, but I gave it to whoever was traveling there last. But I have a bunch of like Turkish coins. I'm gonna keep this because eventually I will probably end up going back to Turkey, and I'll just leave this in this little coin purse because I know that I've always had them in here, and it kind of makes sense to leave them in here. I have this bag here. I actually use this on one of my cousin's weddings recently. I really like it. It's a pretty cute bag, I can't lie. It has a strap which I didn't use, but I did use the clasp like this, and I thought that was really cute. You get to hold it like this, and it just looked really cool. But I think I will actually keep this, but again, only for like really big events like that or weddings and stuff, because this goes really well with like these sort of traditional clothing. So yeah, I'm gonna keep that bag. I'm gonna keep this as well because this was a gift from one of my cousins during Secret ED, and I know this was a pricey gift as well. This was like a good couple of years ago now. Maybe talking like 3+, maybe like even 4 years ago. So yeah, I've definitely had this for a long time, but actually I think it was like 3 years. So I'm definitely gonna keep this because it's a really good and easy bag to use, especially like if I'm going out somewhere that's a bit more dressy, or again like weddings and stuff like that. I'll take this bag. I have this. This is actually a vintage. I'm classing this as a vintage bag. It was my aunt's bag, and she has like this crazy collection of handbags. So I did say to her, like, if you ever decide to get rid of any, I want them, please, because she has such a cool collection. And she gave me this. It definitely is a bit like worn out. You can see that it's been like truly loved and used, but it's such an iconic Burberry bag. I can't afford a Burberry in this lifetime, but I decided to keep this, and since it is very much so like a vintage-esque bag, I have this bag. This is just a round bag I got like several years ago. I went through this crazy phase, but this bag actually has like a long shoulder strap. I do like this. I do love a good neutral coloured bag. I got this from H&M. I don't know how many years old it is. I'm thinking it's probably around 2018, 2019. Like I've had it for quite a long time, but it is still a good bag. I just don't like you can't take the straps off, because then if I want to just hold the bag like this, I can't hold the bag like this because then I can't zip up the bag. So that's the only thing that's a bit frustrating. And I mean, the nice thing is at the front of here, you do have like a little secret pocket. You can put something in if you wanted to. I think I'm going to keep this for now as well, but I need to remember to actually use this bag because it's a really good item that I can honestly just pick up and use. I don't like the fact that it has suede, but it is what it is. I think this one is another sort of vintage-esque Gucci bag. I say vintage, but I mean it's probably like 5, 6 years old. Actually, no, it's longer than that. I think it's much older than that. And this is from another auntie, and she has a thing of she tends to get bored after some time. Oh my god. She mentions that basically she tends to just buy one bag and use that continuously for years and years and years until she gets sick of it. And she kind of got sick of this bag, so she was just gonna get rid of it. And I asked her like if I can have it. This is not like my absolute go-to style, but I don't think this is a bad bag to use. I think it's definitely more of a unique one shape in my collection, and I'm definitely going to keep this as well because again, I probably wouldn't personally go out and buy these bags, but it's nice that she gave it to me. I have this one from Dr. Martens, but I barely use this. I would love to use it as an actual backpack, but I can't. But yeah, I feel like I'll be kind of like picked on for having a bag like this, but it's so cute. I don't really know, but I'm hoping I can actually like take it out with me a few times this year because I didn't really get to use it as much as I want to, and I've had it for a couple of years now. I just keep the strap in here and keep it separate because it's just easier to put this way that way. Otherwise, it's just going to take up too much space. I have a passport cover, a travel thingy that you can attach to your bag. This is actually from Flower Nose, and it was a free gift of patches from them, so I'm going to keep that. And I have a toothbrush like holder thing, which I will also keep. I have this bag from June. I got a couple, I think maybe last year from ASOS, and I really wish I bought the color in black, but this is actually quite a nice shade. It's more like it's more of it's not really a grey and it's not really a beige. It's like and it's not really sage. I guess it's like a sagey green. if that makes any sense. But it is a nice bag. The only problem is you can only put a few things in it. The moment you put too much in, the clasp, that thing doesn't close, and then the bag starts to pop open, and it can look very full very quickly. So this is more of a bag if you know you're traveling with someone who carries everything that you really need, or you're gonna go to like I don't know, maybe like a wedding or something else similar to that, where you only want a small bag that you can fit small things in. It's not technically small, but you kind of have to treat it like a small bag because you can't put too much in. The second you put too much in, you'll notice that this bag just, yeah, it doesn't work. But I'm gonna keep that as well. I have two bags from Primark. One is this one and one is this one. They're not like the best quality thing in the world, and they're also very, very small bags that can be used. These also come with a shoulder strap, so it can go like crossbody strap, so it can be worn like that as well. But these are like tiny bags. I do not know how people travel around with such small bags, but I think this is kind of a fun color, and I kind of want to keep it for that, because I did actually buy this for Eid a couple of years ago, and I think this would be kind of nice to use, especially with the summer coming up. Even if I do just hold it like this, that'd be kind of nice. So I want to keep that one. I'm not really doing too well, but I guess it's fine. And then I have this one as well. I really like this color of the bag, so I'm gonna keep it. I bought this one I think last year because I saw it on TK Maxx, and I thought this one went perfectly with one of my outfits that I wore on my cousin's nikah. So I bought this bag quite literally for that. And this is the brand US Polo. So Polo Assassin, I think it is. This isn't Ralph Lauren. I think this company had this logo first, and then Ralph Lauren copied it and then tried to copyright it, something along those lines. I was reading about it, but I thought that was really interesting. But yeah, I got this bag. It's really nice. It actually fits a good amount of stuff in, so I'm definitely going to keep this. And then I have this one I got from Farelli. I love the pattern. I think it's so pretty. The only problem I have with this particular bag is that the shoulder strap is really thick, but it's really short. So it just sits really weird on me, and that's kind of annoying. But I love this pattern. I don't think I can get rid of it. If I could have gotten like a bigger bag with this pattern on, I definitely would have. But it is really nice. I think I'm going to see if I use it over the summer, and if I don't, I will then probably get rid of it if I feel like the strap is really bugging me, because I'm sure my younger cousins, they will steal this in a pinch. I have this bag as well. I got this one from New Look several years ago. I love this style because it has this scarf on, and the scarf is so cute. I don't know if I said this already, but this is from New Look. The only problem I have with this though is the buckle is like, the finishing on that is getting ruined, if that makes sense. I don't know if the camera picks up on it, but it's just like really weird color there. But it's such a good bag, and it has a strap as well, and I can fit a decent amount of stuff in here. But even the strap is kind of like starting to lose color, and I'm not really sure if I want to keep this because that really does annoy me. But I love like the detailing. I love the scarf. I can probably take the scarf off and then put it somewhere else. I think I'm gonna come back to this one. I might actually get rid of that in the end. I have this one. It's another one from MK, but the only problem, this was a hand-me-down. The problem is this broke, and MK does not do repairs for bags, and I'm thinking of just using super glue and fixing it myself at this damn point, because this is such a good bag, and oh my god, you can fit so much in here. It's actually one of my favorites, and my cousin decided she no longer wanted it, and I was like, girl, if you ever get rid of this bag, I am going to be keeping it, and I will take it from you. So I took it from her, and yeah, I just need to fix this, but I think I'll give it to my dad so he can try to do the super glue thing, and hopefully it works, and then it makes this bag usable again because it's such a convenient bag. Okay, this is now the last lot of bags that I have. This one I've been thinking about letting it go because I've used it so much, and when I put this on, I feel like it just sits really weirdly on me. It's a crossbody bag, yeah, and I feel like it just kind of sits really weird on me. I don't know what it is, but I have used this so much since I got it, and I've had it for several years. I know that one of my little cousins has asked me for it, so I think I might be letting go of this one because I'm kind of just sick of it. You don't understand, I've used this for the last 5 years, probably more than that, and I'm actually kind of tired of it. And I want like a slightly bigger bag than this that I can go out with. And if I'm ever going to someone's house, or visiting someone or something like an event, I'm not going to use this. I've got all these other bags that I showed you earlier that I would more likely use. But if I'm going out and about, this size of bag isn't really what I think of as perfect. It's actually smaller than what I would want, because I would like to take things like, I'm gonna have to do a whole what's in my bag. But yeah, I keep hand sanitizer, tissues, wet wipes, like medication, just so much little bits and pieces with me. I feel like some of this is just very inconvenient for me. So I think I'm gonna let this one go as well. And I have this one too, and I'm gonna let this one go too. It's a nice bag, but I don't really like it that much. And it's a kind of weird sort of green. It's a very specific green, and I don't really have anything left that matches this. I actually bought this several years ago because it matched something else that I had, and I'm gonna let this one go now because it's just not, yeah, it's just not gonna work for me. I have 3 of these like reusable bags. I'm gonna keep these because they can always come in handy. And my most recent purchase was this bag. I got this from Primark. This is such a good bag. I actually use this to travel with when I'm staying over at anyone's house, and it's a decent sized bag. It has several pockets, so it has this zipper one at the front, this pocket, this one that goes around the side, and then one on this that goes around the side. This also comes with a crossbody strap, I believe, and on the inside it has this little pocket, so if you need to put anything in here that you can. And then there is a zip pocket too, but it's a really big bag. So I'm gonna keep this. This is not, it's more like an overnight kind of bag. It's not like a weekend away, I guess. But yeah, I think this is a really good bag. I'm gonna keep this. I've actually used this quite a few times already, and it is an ugly sort of bag, but it's very convenient. And at the time when I didn't have that much money and funding, this was actually a really good priced bag. Like, it was very much in my budget sort of. I think it was like 16 or 20 pounds, which is still a bit pricey. And some people think like, why the hell did you spend money in that? But it's come in handy so much over the last few months. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna buy something that's a bit nicer in the future, but this is still a really good bag that I can use. Okay, so I've ended up getting rid of all of these 6 bags. So you'll see me putting things away into this like storage bag almost. This is going to go in my wardrobe. But the reason I'm putting it in here is because if I leave these bags out, they are going to get dusty and there's nowhere else for me to put it. And I have to kind of store it in this bag, because if I don't, the way that the wardrobe is built, and it's built in by someone handmade, the dust gets in all the time and there's no way to keep them protected apart from doing this. Also, I apologize for the angles. I'm working on it, I swear. This is now the shelf above where I keep the bags, and you can see like it's quite messy. There's a lot of stuff in here, and I'm not gonna lie, I was really struggling with this quite a bit, but I ended up going through that entire like section. I went through every single item, literally, opened everything up, made sure that I was stuff I wanted to keep, and only then, when I felt like I was satisfied by what I was keeping, I put things back. It was a lot. Like, there was stuff that I didn't really expect to have kept for so long that I still had. Bits and pieces that I forgot I had or didn't realise how much I had of said stuff. There was a lot of things that really caught me off guard. But I also felt like there were so many decisions being made in the day. And it was all like small things as well. Like, I was feeling extremely exhausted. Do you know what did not help? The fact that I was on my period, and it was the worst period I've had in a very long time. The severe pain that I was in and the exhaustion I felt this time around was just unmatched. Also, again, I do apologize sincerely for the angles. When I start to declutter, I forget that I'm actually trying to also record at the same time, and I don't have like proper like equipment that I can use to like see everything, so things are not always like filmed at the best angles, but I'm trying, I promise. But yeah, I'm just literally gone through everything. I got rid of a lot of my empty magnetic like single shadow palette thing that I got from Tricks. I had so many of them. I realized I actually don't need that many. There will never come a time I will use those on an individual basis. I prefer those all put in a palette, which I've done now. And same thing for those other like little single palette like eyeshadow pans. I got rid of a lot of the ones that were like damaged or like not, like they had loads of imperfections, because if I firstly now I don't even depart as much as I used to, but even if I do, I just take the pan out the palette and stick on a little magnetic sticker at the back of it, and it does the job. So I don't really need that. There was also a lot of recycling that I just had to go from this drawer. I just, like, there's stuff in here that I'm going to use, like this acrylic palette, but it had like the stickers on there, and until I don't remove them, I'm not going to use a palette. So yeah, there was a lot of like recycling to do in here, breaking everything down, just making sure that if I'm getting rid of anything, it doesn't have like anything important inside of it, so that I can actually just let it go without thinking, oh crap, like I accidentally let something go that I needed later on down the line. But yeah, there was a lot of stuff here, and it's all just like nitty gritty stuff, and it just, oh, it does my head in. Anyway, I put everything back in its place, and the drawers look so much better now, and I'm really glad that I really took the time to go through everything. This actually took me over 20 minutes just to go through this one drawer. So I actually did go through my wardrobe already, and I've got this bag here, the Primark bag of donations, the Tiger bag, which is the white one, full of things I want to sell. This black bag is full of stuff that is not in any condition to sell or even donate, because it's stained, it's grubby, it's nasty. I'm obviously not going to donate that. That's really disrespectful. That bag here is recycling that I pulled. Just to recap, I've gone through these drawers, so that is all completely tidy. Everything has its place. This one is now fully organized. I can literally see everything that I have, and if you ask me which one's which, I can tell you what it is as well. And then the last drawer is this one down here, and again, this is like perfectly done too. So I'm really happy that at least this is done. But then you've got so many other things to do, like this entire dresser, all of the top of this. I don't want all of this stuff on here anymore. I want as little stuff out as possible, because things collect dust, and then it's just a hassle to like clean all these out. So I'm going to go through my jewellery eventually, and then all of my stationery stuff. And then I have this IKEA dresser which I need to go through as well, and it's packed full of things. This is full. This is supposed to be the drawer full of things that I grab and go, that I would carry in my bag with me, but it's so full of junk. I don't even remember the last time I went through this. I think I set this up when I first got this set of drawers and built it myself, but then since then I have not once gone through it to make sure that everything that's in here should still be in here. The rest of this drawer is full of my makeup stuff. So I've got my powder blushes in here, and then I think some additional hand mirrors at the back of this. I got my liquid blushes in here, which I've got a lot of, and then there's more stuff at the back. I don't even know why I have so much. I really do regret that decision, but I guess going forward we're going to be making more responsible decisions. And then here I've got my highlighters. The back is empty. I've got my, like, these sort of random bits and pieces, which are like single shadows, gel liners, like pigments, liquid eyeshadows. All of that kind of stuff is all in here. But I don't like the fact that these are in this type of thing, because they don't even fit in here properly. So I ordered some more organisers. Hopefully it just means that this drawer would be a little bit more put together and be easier to sort of manage and maintain. And then I've got this drawer going down as all my eyeshadow palettes. I'll eventually probably go for my eyeshadow palettes again as well. And then we come to this little section here. This basket will stay here, but I don't actually like what's in here right now. I really want to just have a few things in there, like a prayer mat, probably my laptop charger, and then like maybe my like yoga mat or something, and that's about it. That is just like packaging stuff, which hopefully I'll use when I sell some things, and that just needs to be put away. Section of my wardrobe has all my hanging stuff, and I've actually already gone through this, so everything in here I do want to keep right now for the most part. There will probably be some things I let go of eventually, just not right now, because I actually do need clothes to wear. So keeping everything here. Then there's stuff at the bottom underneath here, which I kind of just need to go through and tidy, but I don't really think there's stuff in this part that I need to declutter. It's more things I need to just wipe down, tidy, get note of like mentally what I have, and then kind of make decisions, and then just like reorganize this section a little bit, and this will be done. Comes to the second side of my wardrobe. The top drawer has stuff like hair tools. I say that and it's just like my straightener up there, plus some hair bits, nail polish remover, nail polish, and some bits over there. Perfumes and then makeup brushes and sponges all at the back, which I really want to change. I've got skincare and jewellery here, which again I want to change. It's driving me nuts. This is supposed to be everything hair care related. ideally I just want one drawer that I keep hair care products in. So every single thing that is related to hair care, clips, pony, brushes, like whatever else is hair stuff, I want it in here. Obviously at the moment there's a lot more stuff in here than normally would be, especially with all of these things, but some of that is hair, some of that is body care, because these are all products that are part of my project plan, and I don't want to forget what those products are or neglect them, so I'm leaving them all in here to use. I've got this drawer and that's the stationery plus like arts and craft one. I need to go through that. The other day I went through this drawer, which I should have a clip somewhere, I'll insert it. This looks so much better and I'm so happy with this. And then here's my bags, which I went through, and I'm so happy that this is all I'm left with. So these are drawers look fantastic, but then I've got all of these which I really need to like work on, so hopefully I'll get some of this stuff done today. This bookshelf, it just has like my Islamic books at the top, or like religious books. Then I've got all of these books here. So ideally what I need to do with this is take all the books off and just properly wipe and spray down each of these shelves, just to make sure that these are properly clean, because I haven't done that in a very long time. And the other thing is, this shelf here is it's kind of like warping. It's like falling, bending inwards. So that tells me that's obviously way too many books on here. As you can also tell, there's so many books in here. So I'm going to swap this one with this one. This will probably be a whole other video. But yeah, I'm going to swap those two together. And then I will probably go through these books to see if everything that I'm keeping here, I'm actually still interested in reading. And if I'm not, I'm going to just unhaul it. And I'll probably do like a massive unhaul video at the end of the year, because I have a lot of other books I want to get rid of. But that's all of that. I also want to get this ready so that when it comes time to like autumn, I can actually decorate this bookshelf really nicely, because I really love autumn as like, that's like my favourite season. And then with that, I do really enjoy Halloween. So it would be really nice if I could like redecorate this at that time. But obviously can't really do that if I have all of these books here, especially in these two sections. Moving over, here is my desk. As you can see, it's so busy. There is so much going on here. There is so much stuff. I don't like this. It's not always like this, but it's just because I'm in the process of like, I guess, reorganizing my life a little bit and kind of figuring things out. It's just gonna be messy. There's always gonna be this section here, because that's my sort of main products I'm using, either like foundations and all that sort of stuff, or it's like the products that are in like project plans, or like things I'm trying to focus in on using. So that's kind of what's here. They'll probably change eventually. Then I've got these and all of these, which are palettes. Obviously not forget the stuff that's in front that needs to get put away, but that will always stay here because I keep out a set amount of palettes that I want to kind of experiment with. That stuff will probably stay here as well. My laptop, and I've got those palettes that sit in this corner. They're always palettes which are the ones I've used for the month. So in April so far, those are the only palettes I've actually gotten around to using. And eventually, like, I'll probably post like a TikTok, these are the palettes I've used, decide if these are the palettes I want to keep or not, and if I don't, I will let them go. We will see. And then I need to kind of figure out all of this stuff that's here. My bedside table isn't the worst. I've actually sorted out both these drawers. The top one keeps my undergarments, the bottom one keeps my sports stuff and all that stuff, but I've added a clip of me sorting that out, and I'm so glad I did, even though I only got rid of like 2 things, but still it made such a big difference. And then we have all this will stay the same because of the books. Eventually, as I read, they will get moved out of this, and as I use stuff up from this little section, they will get moved out. But I always keep water and tissue roll on like my bedside table. Then we have all of these drawers here. The top one is basically just full of like notebooks, and supposed to have laptops in here, but yeah, I'm trying not to like show what's in there because that's my diary. And I want a drawer like this where I keep a lot of that sort of stuff, especially because that'd be more like go-to products. But then I feel like there's just too much going on in here. Then the rest of this is just makeup. So this is like all of this stuff in here. I've got my, I think, face palettes, lip crowns, liquid lipsticks. I've got this drawer full of lip liners and lip glosses, and I think at the back, yeah, is some of my what are they called, makeup bags, I suppose. And then we go to the bottom drawer, which is like just lipsticks, but this is such a wasted drawer, I feel like, because I've just tossed my lipsticks like this and it's not really ideal. So I kind of need to like reorganize, reshuffle, refigure things out. It's really hard to show you what's in here, but basically it just keeps like hair tools, hair rollers, stuff like that. This tub is full of nail polishes, and that's like nail accessories and then just a few other bits and pieces. But I want to take everything off and just make sure everything that's in here is still something that I feel like keeping, and I'll do that individually on each of these drawers. But then I'm going to move everything onto my bed first and kind of like do it through that way. When I tell you guys, it took me so long to go through everything, because literally I was taking every single item out to see if it was something I wanted to keep or not. There were so many of these gems that I had, I tossed them because one, the packaging started to disintegrate and become very discoloured, but two, they're not flat backs, so I can't even use them on my face because they just don't stick. I used to paint my nails a lot. I used to wear a lot of fake nails before, but it's been a long time since I've really kind of done that. My nails get damaged very easy, and it's just a bit difficult. I have so many nail polishes. I actually used to have a lot more at one point, but I'm trying to just only keep enough that fit into this box that I have. But I literally went through every single thing. Like, I picked up every single nail polish I had to make sure that it wasn't like gone off, or it's not like stopped working or anything like that. And if you shake it, it mixes back up together. Obviously, if it didn't, I knew that was time for it to go, because no matter how much I mixed it, it just wasn't going to work. Literally went through every single item one at a time to make sure anything I kept was worth me keeping, and this is the only way I found that I could actually let go of stuff, because it pissed me off so much that I had so many things. I had to go through every single item to the fact and the point that I made sure to let go of everything I did not want. But yeah, I did get rid of a few things, a good handful of stuff actually, and I'm just glad that I did even let go of whatever I did, which is that little pile there. I then moved over to my stationery drawer. Sorry about the really bad angles again. And I don't know how I managed to fit so many things in this drawer. Like, it really, really shocked me. And then having to take everything out, putting it on my bed, piling it on top of each other, and then having to go through every single item I think it gave me like I really needed that. Like, I needed that slap of reality to realise that, like, I have done too much and it's too much now. Nobody needs this much stuff. I understand if you're somebody whose hobby is to be very artsy, crafty, and you're actually using that stuff, I think that's fantastic. With me, I bought these things because I was bullet journaling, and I used to bullet journal a lot more seriously before, whereas now I don't, and I'm very minimalistic with my journals. But like, that being said, like, I have so many pens and stationaries. I don't even use most of this stuff. Like, literally, one of my pencil cases here, they have so many black and blue pens because of like school and uni, but I don't actually use pens as much as I used to. Like, there's so much stuff here that I don't even use to the extent I used to, and I think that's what annoyed me so much. Like, there's so much stuff everywhere, but it's not being used up. So every time I'm doing this, I'm pulling everything out, putting things back away, thinking I'm going to use it, and it's been like a couple of years later, I come back and it's all the same. Okay, this is now everything I have let go of. This drawer took me an incredibly long amount of time because I had to go through everything to make sure everything was working, nothing was like just, any of that kind of stuff. And I really just wanted to get rid of anything that I could. This is everything I've managed to let go of. The paints, the watercolor paints have definitely expired because they look completely different to what they used to. And these other paints here in the middle, they all have a very cottage cheese kind of consistency, because they're really acrylic paints. When it comes to that consistency, they become expired, and everything else I'm just going to let go of. The pens were not working. There's just other bits and pieces. Some of this stuff can just be passed on to someone. Most of this is trash, unfortunately. So I am so sorry you have to keep hearing my voice repeatedly, but I feel like I really need to like explain myself. A lot of these things you've seen me pull out now, or the hair care and body care stuff, is things that I need to use up. Either that I've already started the process of using them, or they belong to one or some kind of like project plan that I'm doing on my channel. I then went through every single item one at a time. When I tell you, it took me so long to do everything. I contemplated at one point just getting rid of everything, because it got to the point where it was taking me so long. This clip, I've sped it up so much, but it was about 22 minutes long. And even then, at one point, I had to turn the camera off because I was getting really frustrated, turned it off, and I just had to like go ahead and clean, like do what I need to do off camera, because I felt like when I was doing it on camera, like, firstly, my angles are so crap, so you guys can't even see half the stuff I'm doing. But two, it just got to a point where I was like, the stress of like filming the best angles for you guys, but then also like actually like how long it was taking me to do everything was kind of really getting to me, so I just turned it off. I have a lot of really nice cutesy stuff. My issue is I don't really use it. I'm a very self-neglecting person, and I have been for several years, and a lot of that is just to do with your mental health, and then not having the energy or capacity to then get ready, get dressed, or then use all of these things. I want to just say, like, I'm so sorry the fact that you're seeing my body in most of these clips, but it got to a certain point where I just couldn't manage any of this. At some point my ass was literally numb. I could not feel it anymore, and I was really contemplating just like ending it there and then and there, and just giving up on the entire project of cleaning my room. But I had to stay determined and go through everything. And you know what, in the end I did go through everything, and I managed to sort this out in such a fantastic way. And just like the after for this drawer is so nice, and surprisingly I've still kept up to it even now. Literally, this is the point where I was contemplating giving up. It's just like no longer bothering to do this because it just got so much. But yeah, I have a lot of stuff, and I really do need to get in the habit of actually using those things up. But I feel like I can't really add any more to that, so I'm gonna just let you guys enjoy the rest of the clip. So I'm gonna do like an update of my room because it's really chaotic. It's not as bad as it was last night, but I just want to talk it through so you guys know what I'm kind of doing. So this just needs to be thrown out, and I need to put those waxes away, and I need to hang up these clothes. This bag is recycling, so even though I'll keep on top of my recycling, I still ended up with a lot of stuff I can get rid of, or just a lot of like packaging and stuff like that that I've decided to get rid of, and that's helped open up a lot of space. We come over here, I need to put these things away from my chair, but I'll figure that out once I go through those boxes underneath. My desk is an entire situation for itself. I bought these organisers for my lipsticks and my single eyeshadow drawer because that needs like some serious help. My desk is something I'm not going to touch until much later on because for the most part I'm happy with the makeup I currently have. However, I don't like the fact that it's all out like this. I don't like it collecting dust, which is the only thing I'm currently finding a bit frustrating. So eventually I'll go through and I'll like reshuffle all of this. Before I can even touch what's on top, I need to go through the drawers. So except for the first one, those 4 drawers down is makeup related. And then except for the first one, those 8 drawers are all makeup related. So they have like anything and everything makeup in there. So none of this is going to get touched until I sort everything else first. But yeah, and then eventually all of this stuff will get put away. This chair will get sorted out. My bed, I just need to make it. I rolled out of bed, started work, and then, yeah. And then we move over to, like, this corner here. These 2 bags here, the tiger one, which is the white one, is stuff I'm thinking about selling. And I'll try selling it on Vinted. So I'll either have put it on before or as you guys see this video. And then the Primark bag is full of stuff that I'm going to donate to charity. And I feel like I was still able to fill it up with a lot of really good pieces. So hopefully someone can get something out of that. They're not like expensive pieces, but they're still like pretty good condition, or if not like brand new condition. So hopefully that can help out in any capacity. We have this bookshelf. Basically it's just full of stuff. It's not as full as the other bookshelf, but I do need to go through this because I feel like there are going to be some books I decide I'm never going to read, because there are so many books that I have, plus so many newer books I want to read anyway. So it doesn't really make sense to hold on to those books. But that'll be, I think, a separate video. And then the same thing with my bedside table. I'm going to go through all of these books that I have here and figure out if I'm going to keep them. I feel like there might be like 1 or 2 that I decide, you know what, I'm never going to read it, so it's fine. And then what I'll do is I'll just pick out those few that I'm going to unhaul and put them away. and then I'll do like a massive unhaul video at the end of the year or something. And then if you come to this dresser, I've kept on top of these 3 drawers. I've actually put everything away that comes into my room, and I'm thinking of moving this to where my desk is at, just to make it like a little bit easier for me, and it might work out as a better backdrop compared to what I currently have now. But before I even do that, I want to half the stuff that I have on here. I want to completely get rid of that magazine holder and like put all those notebooks away, because I don't use them very often, so again it just collects dust. That needs to be put away. I need to figure out when I'm going to do that. That's like a technology sort of box, but I have this drawer here which I can also kind of use, but I need to like really organize that before I can even do that. And hopefully when I like have half the stuff here, it will just mean it'll look a lot more put together, and then I can swap the 2 around. But that's going to be heavy lifting, so we shall see. I need to go through, sort all of these out as well. I need to basically make space in these 2 IKEA drawers, because I really need to put all of that stuff away, and I don't want it in my wardrobe anymore, because I feel like it was just taking up space. And like ideally I want everything makeup related put in the same spot, rather than me trying to go around and find things in different places. It just doesn't work for me like that, so I'm going to change that. But I need to go through that drawer, because that drawer is like atrocious, and everything else is all makeup related. I sorted this jewelry box out last night, but it's too big to go on this side of the wardrobe, so I'm going to put it on that side where my clothes are hung. This is the bag full of things that I genuinely just trash, the clothes that can't be donated at all, and just other bits and pieces that I found are like more trash. So that's all like, that's like almost, I think 2/3 of a bag full. And then we come here, and I've kind of like just reorganized all of this as well, and it looks so much better now than I did before. For the most part, that is still the same, but I've just moved perfumes and makeup brushes from here and put my jewelry and my Project Pan perfumes here as well. This is all perfumes at the back of all of that stuff. All of this here that you see is all skincare that I'm currently using. That's in Project Pans, or that is due to be used, or I've opened, so it all stays here. That's all the hair care stuff I'm currently using, and that's the body care stuff that's in Project Pans. And a lot of these at the back here, they're all Project Pan stuff that I need to like remember to use. This is now all my hair accessories. It's just a lot easier to grab from here than it was the way the straw was organized before. It just wasn't working. This is all arts and crafts. There wasn't much that I let go of, but still it looks so much better now. And I feel like I've still made a little bit more space in here. If I need to add anything or grab stuff, it's definitely not easier now. This drawer here is just full of like my empties, and then stuff at the back is like my camera that I'd never really use, and like this really big makeup bag that wouldn't fit into my IKEA drawers. And then this is the drawer that I keep my actual like bags and purses in. And then we have this bookshelf as well, which I'll go through again as well when I do my other bookshelf, and just figure out what I want to keep and what I don't. And then I need to swap these 2 shelves around, so I need to put all of these hardback books here and whatever's here down there, because that shelf is literally like dipping in like this, which is an issue. So I need to like fix that as well. But yeah, that's everything that I think I need to, should probably share with you guys. So this is the donation bag. It's actually quite heavy. I've got a lot of stuff in here. I've got a couple of hoodies, bags, and just bits and pieces like that. So I'm going to pass over to my mom to drop by a charity shop for me. But I'm so glad I could get rid of like at least all of this. Like, it's a pretty big bag as well in general, and this is heavy. It took me a long time to take every book off, dust, spray, wipe, dry, and then put everything back on. The top shelf is full of all of my non-fiction books, and I have a lot actually. I have some on my bedside table as well, but most of them are all on here. I did end up decluttering 1 book from there, but yeah, I moved on, did the second shelf, which is my fiction books. My third and fourth shelf are full of books I have actually read, and the third shelf is the one that's really empty, because I'm actually in the process of filling that book up. A lot of the books I have read recently, I have just decided I'm going to unhaul them, so there are not that many books there. Apart from my the book series that you see on here. But yeah, this took me a long time, and I see a pattern. Okay, I have now gone over, dusted and wiped every single down, every shelf down. I've also reshuffled a lot of this, so you saw me putting books back, but I got rid of a book from that shelf, this shelf, and down here as well, and then that's opened up a bunch of space. So all of this got reshuffled, so did this. So these are now the 4 books I'm getting rid of. The 2 in the middle I've read, and I've decided I'm not going to ever reread them, and I don't feel any sort of like attachment to those books. And then the bottom and the top 2 books, I just have a feeling I'm never going to read them, and I have so many other books as it is, and I'm probably going to get a Kindle at some point as well. And I'd rather read other sort of like more newer books and things that I truly actually want to read, rather than like hate reading a book just because I've got it. I feel like somebody else can really enjoy that. And I'm going to put everything in this box. For now, these are all previous books I'm on hold. I guess it's like a sneak peek to a video. But yeah, that's what I've got so far. And do you know what, honestly, everything on this part looks really, really nice now. It looks very put together, and it looks so much better, honestly. I moved over to my big bookshelf after all of that and basically did the same thing. I took everything off, I dusted the shelf, sprayed, wiped it down. There was so much dust actually that were coming off these shelves, especially like even where the books were, like underneath where the books were supposed to be. I was so shocked. I then actually went through and I like quite literally dusted the books as well, especially the top of them. That would have gathered like dust or anything like that. And then I quite literally like slam cleaned my like knickknacks that were on the bookshelf as well. But yeah, this was like a long process, but it really was needed because there really was just so much dust on these that I was genuinely so shocked by. The other thing I realized is I really have a lot of collections, and I tend to buy books in collections because one, they end up being cheaper, but two, if I am to start a series, I like to have the entire collection be there. But 3, books where the book series are not finished should not be released in a collection. The authors should wait before doing that, because, or publishers should wait. Basically, both should wait, because why am I buying book collection thinking the book set is complete for you to be like, oh, hold on, there's another book? Now I can't get the same copy of that particular book that goes with this book series. Do you know what? Now I'm fucking fuming. I don't think that's acceptable behavior, if I'm being very honest with you. And the last thing I noticed was I have so many books that I need to find a way to categorize them and know exactly what I have. So I do need to fill out a Google Sheet with all of these books, which I will eventually do when I do a big admin day, which I kind of really need to do. I'll see if my friend is up for something similar to that. Well, she does her work and I just join her and do whatever shit I need to do. But we shall see. But yeah, I'm just kind of happy with all of this. Okay, this is what this bookshelf is looking like now. The main thing I did was take every single thing off, dust the shelf, then wipe it down with a spray. And I can't lie, it looks a lot better and it just feels a lot better as well. And I really like that. This bookshelf, I mean, on this shelf there wasn't really much to begin with, same with this one. But I did remove some of the decor because I want to put it away and I wouldn't like less stuff out, just because that way it makes it so much easier to clean. This bookshelf is still as full as it was before. This looks different because I swapped these 2 around and I got rid of one book, which is this one here. I've decided to just unhaul it and I'd rather just watch the movie than read the book. And then I had 2 extra books left over, but I put them on my bedside table. But literally this is everything. I'm so glad I pushed myself to have it done because it was so needed. Now I'm going to move over to this disaster because this is a lot and I need my desk. I need access to my desk all the time because I use it for a lot of things. It is usually the place, my go-to place where I put stuff down, where I organise, where I sit, and like if I need to journal and do all that kind of stuff. So I really need the space back. What I'm going to do is just kind of go through these drawers here. The top drawer usually has like laptop and notebooks and stuff in there, but I think I'm just going to take that out of this drawer and make this an entire drawer makeup drawer. And the other Alex 9 drawer is what I'm going to use as a mix of makeup and like other bits and pieces, but like this is just so messy. I have a little bit of mess on my bed, but most of it is just like really quick to put away. That box is going to go underneath my bed now until I'm ready to unhaul some more books, because I want to do it in a way so that I can unhaul as many books as possible in one go, rather than having the fuss of getting rid of like 10 books now, 5 books later, and then 5 books again later. I don't like that. And then 2 of those things need to go actually underneath my bed into one of those boxes. We'll get there. That corner looks so much better than what it did before. And I did the same thing. I took every single thing off, sprayed it down, then wiped it down. And honestly, a lot of dust actually came off and now it's looking so much better. I unhauled like 4 books from that shelf as well, which is fantastic. I also sorted out this part, but I just did the dusting. I don't know why it's not focusing. But yeah, I did the dusting on here. So at least for the most part, that's now done. So I don't have much left to do now. Okay, so this is what's in my second drawer. It consists mainly of like my backup foundations, concealers, primers, powders, brow stuff, mascaras, setting sprays. These 2 are pots of like pencil liners. I've got my lip balms here, my makeup wipes, and then at the back is all fake lashes. I think because I don't always actually go into this drawer, but I'm so used to this kind of setup being at the top. I'm gonna move all of this one up and see how it goes and if that works like a little bit better for me, which I think it will do, just because I feel like this is just wasting a bit of space. I don't really think I'm gonna let go of anything, but I'll do like a quick once over, I suppose, with everything here that I have. I have like so many lashes for someone who rarely ever actually wears them. I need to stop buying these things because it is literally, and I mean quite literally, so pointless for me. I'm just gonna grab them and move them up exactly how you've seen them in this drawer. Okay, so like I said, I'm gonna just be sticking all my eyelashes in this sort of drawer, and for whatever the hell reason, I have so many lashes for somebody who barely ever wears them, which truly just makes no sense. Like, when am I ever gonna wear these white bloody lashes? I don't even have white lashes, and when I put them on, my eyelashes are gonna, you're gonna clearly see the black through the white. So like, I don't know why I spent money on dumb shit like this all the time, but at least I guess it's a lesson learned. I might do something for Halloween. I mean, the band is no longer white anyway, so what the heck. But I guess I'll just try and see what happens. There is a lot of nonsensical stuff. Like these lashes, I don't know what the hell I was thinking when I got these. And I bet I got these, yeah, I got them from TK Maxx. They're not even that nice. Like, where am I going to wear them? Probably won't even wear them. That's the thing. But what I think I might try to do is practice using a few different types of lashes. So like these really ugly ones, because I'm not going to wear them outside. I guess I can wear these at home and practice using these. But literally, we will see. And you know what I hate? I prefer something like this that you can take out the packaging and leave like this. So convenient. Or like smaller packaging like these. You can still see the lashes, and like they're in such small packaging. You got something like this. Nobody needs this big bulky packaging at all, and I don't know why brands do that. Like, stop wasting stuff. I say that like I don't waste my own money on like silly stupid things, but yeah. I've got this like set of like individual lashes, which I think will be a lot easier to use and I think play around with, because you only add what you need. I think that could be kind of fun to actually use. Let me see what these I can put away. I really like these. These are just like, I think, mango lashes. I got these on somewhere cheap, like I think it was like Shein or something, like years ago, and I have had these since. Do I know when I'm going to use these? Absolutely no. I have no idea. But I'll just leave them here because maybe, you never know, one day I might become addicted to wearing lashes. And I have this set as well. This is like the most random set I picked up. And again, I don't even know why. And I bet this was from TK Maxx. I remember because I picked up a few other beauty bits and I said I'll never, ever, ever buy beauty stuff again from them. I can't tell if on these the band is clear or if they're supposed to be individual lashes. So it's going to be extremely fun finding that out. But yeah, I'm going to just go ahead and keep these. Again, I guess these are going to be the lashes I can at least practice with. There are 2 that I currently have that I did actually use for like weddings. But I'm going to keep them out, and I think they probably have only a couple more uses in them before they have to be tossed anyway. But yeah, something like these could do really well as like a practice thing. And what I am going to do is just keep this one more to the front so I can actually practice using that. Oh, I also have this one. I got this one from Amazon. These are supposed to be a half lash, which look like this, and I can't lie, I think these would be very convenient to have around. But again, like, I didn't even know how to do bloody lashes, so like I don't know why I even bothered buying these. And that was like a recent purchase as well. Like, it's not even like I needed something emergency wise and I was like, oh, let me just quickly buy them on. No, I did not need them, and I bought them anyway. So I think that tells you all you need to know about the type of idiot that I am when it comes to purchases. But yeah, I think this fits kind of nicely and quite snugly at the back, and I'm going to leave it there. I've taken out everything else that needs to kind of go up into this drawer, and I'm going to kind of just set things down in random places before I actually like fully organize. I have these two mirrors that I got. These are handheld mirrors, both from Milk Cosmetics. I actually have so many more, but these are the two that are open, and these are both ones I don't actually want destroyed because they're both like collab ones that I got. And this one's Nightmare Before Christmas, this one's from the Beetlejuice collection, and I think I'm gonna have to put these away, but they're gonna go in a separate drawer, so I'm gonna take these ones out. And I had this, but honestly I feel like I don't really need this. I mean, this was a good way to kind of like put on the back of my hand and do foundation, but it's actually more of a headache doing it that way, rather than like, it's a lot easier for me to just put the foundation on the back of my hand and get it done that way than using this. So I'm gonna actually just let this go. That leaves me now with makeup wipes to adjust. This powder my cousin gave me because she didn't want it anymore, because she said it made her look great, and I do feel like some powders do that, especially when like girls who got brown skin. I feel like that's quite a common complaint I've heard amongst them, with a lot of like powders making them look grey. These are just 3 of the wipes I have right now. I think I have more, but that's all that's actually going to fit in this drawer. This is my case for lashes, and it's empty. Where am I traveling with lashes like this? And if I travel, I'm not going to take something like this. I'm probably just going to grab a pack of lashes and then toss them. So I'm going to let this one go as well. I have this Fenty Beauty Stick thing. I don't actually like this highlighter. I thought this was horrible because it actually removed my foundation as I was doing it. So it really just defeated the purpose of using it that way. This is expired, but I really like that this is magnetized because it helps me out a lot when I am doing like moving eyeshadows about in like magnetic palettes. It's really easy to pop them out with this as well. So I'm literally just keeping that for that reason, but I'm going to stick it to the side there. This is a section full of all of my lip balms. I actually have a lot, but I had a lot more before and I've actually used some of them up, so that's nice. And I'm happy with the way that looks. This powder is not going to fit here, I fear. Maybe it will. I think it will kind of just do. I have 2 pots for like eyeliners that also need to go in here as well, though at this rate it don't even look like it's gonna fit. Oh, that one goes over there. Okay. I feel like it's so difficult trying to adjust these in here because they're just slightly too big, and if they were like, I don't know, like a centimetre small on each side, it would have been blooming perfect. But yeah, every time I readjust the drawer, it takes bloody ages to fit these in. Yeah, it's super annoying, but that's one. And then I'll just fit the second one in as well. There is some space over here, which I feel like I can put something there, but I'm not exactly sure what. So I'll leave that space open. I have another one of this size, which I can actually just stick there. I don't know what to put there though, is the only thing. But I'm sure I'll figure something out. But I think for now I can leave this drawer as it is, and then I can come back to it later on if I need. Tell me how there's an insect in this drawer. That thing there is an insect, and I genuinely have no idea how the hell it got in there. So I'm just going to spray the whole bloody drawer down and get rid of this ugly ass thing. Okay, this drawer is actually full of my face palettes, my liquid lipsticks, and then it's also at the back it's just lip crayons. There is space at the back of this drawer which has absolutely rubbish in here. Tell me why there is rubbish. God knows at this point, honestly. What I'm going to do though is, because I want this stuff to be as close to the front as possible, I'm actually going to take a bunch of those mirrors, the handheld mirrors that I had, and I think put those in this drawer, because then at least that way it's to the back, to the side, and I don't need to worry about any of it. But yeah, I mean, this drawer has so much stuff in it. I'm not going to touch anything. I don't really feel the need to declutter anything. But one day I'll do like a full collection tour and kind of swatch everything that I have for you one at a time. So I'll do like liquid lipstick separately. I'll do liquid lipstick separately. Then I'll do my lip crown separately. I'll kind of show all of my face palettes, and you guys get the gist. So I'm going to just quickly go and grab those and then shove them over there. Okay, so I have like this wonderful collection. I've got 2 from Kaleidos. I think they're from the same. They're from the same collection. I've got 3 from Flower Nose, plus the 2 that I showed earlier. So literally, I'm just gonna put these back here. It's the best place for them to go as well. But literally, because I'm not gonna be in this drawer much often, and I don't really grab those anyway, because I only have one that I typically use, which is probably close to being like getting close to point of thrown away. It's fine, because at least I know that these are at the back of this, and it's great because otherwise this space would have just been wasted with nothing. So yeah, I'm really happy with the way that this worked out. Okay, so this drawer now is all of my lip glosses, lip oils, and lip liners. However, at the back of this drawer is where I've kept some of these like makeup bags. However, I feel like, again, that's a bit of a wasted thing, because the drawer below is full of lipsticks, and the lipsticks are kind of like scattered all over the place. So what I'm thinking about doing is taking all of these out, basically, which I'll just do now. That's like an extra lip product that can kind of just sit there. This is an extra. This is an extra. And just basically taking all of these out. I mean, these are so gorgeous. These are the Melt and Nightmare Before Christmas collab, which they did a really good job with. But yeah, taking all of these out. Pushing these back. And then the space I get at the front is quite literally what I'm going to use. Oh God. Quite literally what I'm going to use for all of my lipsticks. I don't know why why I'm having such a hard time at saying that. Yeah, but this now opens up all this space at the front, which I kind of need. And then I'll just bring out some of my lipsticks and I'll kind of start organizing them. I'm trying not to get my feet, or especially my toes, in. But this drawer, literally, if I take out these makeup bags and these, like, I'm honestly just going to chuck this in the bin. If I take out all of these makeup bags, this is all that's in this drawer, and that's wasting so much space. So what I've got is, I ordered a bunch of these trays. I've got like a pack of 6, and I'm gonna just put like similar sort of shades together, or like brands together. I'm not exactly sure, because I've got a lot of some brands, and then some of these I don't really have much of. So I'll see what I want to do, but I think I'm gonna start putting them in here and then organizing them once they go into the drawer above. And I'm pretty sure I can at least fit, yeah, I can fit 2 long ones, and then if I take one sort of like small one from one of the other drawers, I can then squeeze that here as well. So I've just taken everything out from the drawer below and I've put everything in here, but obviously it's not going to be stacked like this. I do need to fix it properly and get another container, but I'm starving, so I'm going to go and get food and some sustenance, which I have no idea what the hell I'm going to eat at this point. But that being said, this is where I'm going to leave it for now. I'll show you the rest of my sort of makeup drawers from the other IKEA unit, but I think I'm going to just do everything off camera now. just so that it makes it a lot easier, since I'm not going to be really decluttering anything, or I feel the urge to declutter. So I'm going to just show you guys everything else and then kind of go from there. The top drawer for this IKEA unit is full of just like random bits and pieces. Ideally, I want this to be stuff that I can put in my bags, like pain meds, hand sanitizers, pocket tissues, just anything else like that, like portable charger. That's all I want in here. Everything else needs to go. I don't even know what the hell else is in here, so it'll be interesting figuring that out. And then that's all I want in here. This drawer is actually full of my powder blushes. I've just taken out this unit here because I had to take out the mirrors. The mirrors were in the back of this drawer. I have a lot. Am I going to get rid of any? Probably at some point, just don't have the capacity for that right now, because that's too nitty-gritty and I'd rather just not deal with that today. Then the drawer underneath is another blush drawer, but this one has some random bits at the back, and this is supposed to be the liquid blush section, but it also has like my blush palettes in here, so I kind of need to like figure out how I'm gonna put these. So that's why it kind of makes sense for me to, because these take up the most amount of space and drawer space, it just makes sense for me to move the blushes together in the bottom drawer. So I'll figure that out and see where it goes, especially because these palettes don't really fit really well in like this drawer, and it's really bugging me, so I've just taken it out. Now the fourth drawer, which is the third makeup drawer, literally has all my highlighters, and again it's kind of like wasted space because I just use like half the drawer-ish. If I took the screws out of this, it'll make it a little bit easier, because then I can actually put things at the back and kind of utilize it in that sense, but I might still do that. But I just need to figure out what I can do on the back of this drawer. Only problem is I've got my liquid sort of highlighters, you can't even see, liquid highlighters here, my one massive powder bronzer, which is like a backup because I'm currently using one, and then these two highlighters that don't actually fit into this little like tray setup. So yeah, I'm having a bit of a hard time with those two at the back over there. So I'll see what I'll do with this drawer, but I'm gonna just, whatever I do, it has to be done off camera now because I'm exhausted. This drawer is supposed to be all of my sort of like liquid, cream, powder, single eyeshadows, any of that like sort of capacity. That's supposed to fit in this. Also like eyeliners and stuff like that. However, I feel like this drawer is just not being organized the way like really well, because in this one I've used those like small square ones, but these are really shit organizers, because what the hell am I even supposed to fit in there? Like, it doesn't even make sense. So the long ones that I have, I'm going to use that instead in this drawer and like readjust a lot of this stuff again off camera, because I'm just at the point where I'm knackered, and I'm sure I'm like close to using up all of my space if I have any. Like some of these other drawers that I really go in on, like this one, I'll try to catch on camera, but it might be like poor lighting because it'll be like late at night by the time I get around to it. Those 4 bottom drawers, the big ones, they've all got palettes in them. I will probably just leave them the way that they are, because that's a project for another day. As long as I can utilize the top 2 drawers from here for something else, then I can actually be okay with this, and this will be completed. But yeah, it's a lot. So if I show you my room, my desk is still a mess, but I think once I get the 2 IKEA units sorted, this will be sorted very, very quickly. That's just a drawer that I'm actually going to be doing next. Then you come to my bed, and there is a lot of stuff on here, but it's still like very easy to put away, so I'm okay with that. Some more organizers on my desk. This section isn't looking too bad. That section's sorted now, that's done. I don't need to touch it again for a long time. Then I've just got some rubbish here at the bottom that needs to like be sorted through, that I can take downstairs. And then there's like a black bin bag there that I got rid of a lot of rubbish in. But yeah, there is still a lot of stuff to do, but I can finally see the light at the end of the tunnel. I'm so desperate to shower as well, but I'm really gonna go eat food first and then come back and sort of continue on with this monumentous task that feels like it's just never bloody ending. I had to give an update of my room because it's now quote unquote complete. I just haven't done my weekly room maintenance, which is dusting and stuff like that, but the actual decluttering phase is over, and the cleaning I did at the time, realistically I should have recorded this clip then, but it's fine. So first up is my desk. It looks so much better. A lot of stuff has been put away. I changed the organizer that was here because makeup used to get really dirty, and it became really difficult to clean some of the makeup products because of the type of packaging that was in them. Just chucked everything in there, and you know what, it's probably the best decision I made, if I'm being honest. And also it protects things from sunlight as well. My room has direct sunlight for several hours, which is not the best. Then we move over to these palettes. These are all going to stay here. These are all my biggest palettes, so it's a bit tricky to kind of move them anywhere else. And then we go over to like this part of the desk. Those are all palettes I want to use to figure out if I want to keep them or not. I've got like makeup cleaning bits there, lip liners, makeup brushes. Those palettes at the back there, those are the palettes I've used for the month. So now we're in May, and those are palettes I've used throughout the month of May. I need to sort of just put my laptop away, charge it and put it away. That's my bullet journal, I need to put that notebook away. These products here, those are all things I used in the April weddings, but I need to edit those TikToks for said events, and then I can put those away because I'm kind of just keeping them out so I can make sure that I remember things properly. This entire drawer set is now full of all makeup bits. So the top drawer literally has like sort of everyday regular makeup that I would grab, foundations, concealer, powder, stuff like that, and mascaras, eye pencils, lip what they called, oh my god, lip balms, my extra setting sprays, some powder puffs, and then wipes. And then everything at the back behind the wipes is all eyelashes. That's my one backup bronzer. That's everything that I keep in here, and I've kind of always had sort of this stuff at the top anyway. It just made the most sense to move it back up here. This next drawer here is all highlighters at the back. I've got my potted liners, my wet liners. I've got my single shadows, which are like creams, or like these are all like creams, single like powder eyeshadows, any like, what are they called, oh my god, loose pigments, and then all my liquid sort of like eyeshadows, and then wet liner brushes and wet liner palettes all here. And since I've had this stuff in this drawer here, it's actually made me use things in here a few times, which is exactly what I wanted, and I'm really happy that I made this change, especially because this entire section here was the most neglected part while I was in the other set of drawers. So I'm really happy I have done that. And then we come over to this drawer. There's not been much changes here. I think at the back I put my those like handheld mirrors. Everything else in here is still the same, and it will stay the same. I think eventually I will do like a collection tour, swatch everything, kind of tell you guys like names and shades and stuff like that. That's all like a pending project, but it literally is a project because I have so much shit. And then can just close that back up. This drawer here now has all my lipsticks, lip glosses and lip liners. Before, this used to have makeup bags at the back of this, and the lip glosses used to be in front, but because I took the screws out of this, I can literally pull the drawer all the way out. So yeah, but I have a lot of lipsticks. While I was doing the declutter, I didn't actually film it, but I did get rid of 4 lipsticks, which are part of, I think, my April empties videos. I actually talked about those declutters in that video if you're interested in watching that. I'll try and link it up or below. But yeah, I've since also used up 1 lipstick, which is great because this is too much. But yeah, I like that this is now all together, and it makes it a lot more easier to actually grab stuff and know that there's nothing, like no wasted space, so that makes sense. Oops, we come to this drawer. Oh my god, and this now contains all my blushes. So literally my blushes used to take 2 drawers in the other Alex 9 set, and I managed to fit everything in here. It took me a while to figure out what to put in here, then this ended up just making the most sense, and I'm actually really glad I did that, because now if I ever need a blush, I come here. That has all my palettes, it has all of my liquid blushes here, and then all of my powder palettes or powder products. Literally, when I move these 2 out the way, these are the other 2 like palettes which weren't really fitting properly, and I kind of just left them here. But literally, this is all my blushes now, and I'm happy that it's all in one place. We move over to the bedside table. The only thing I really did was kind of go through these drawers. This drawer I went through off camera, and since I've done these both drawers, they look great. And it's been about, I want to say, a month now, and they're still in pretty good condition, which I'm really happy with. Actually, it's probably been like 3 weeks really. All of my books are kind of still the same. Stuff on here, as it gets used up, it gets replaced or just moved out completely. But yeah, I do need to like get a bit better at reading books. Other than that, I'm absolutely happy with the way it is. My bed, I actually did change my bed sheets, but I'm going to change them again tomorrow, because tomorrow is like cleaning day technically, where I'm going to do like my room maintenance. I went through all of these off camera, and I got rid of anything I need to get rid of. 10 out of 10. My bookshelf here, which I haven't really touched, but I'm absolutely fine with that. These are things I need to sell. I'll put them on Vinted. I'll link my Vinted down below, and I think by the time you guys see this video, I'll have started putting things up on Vinted. I'm going to try and sell things as cheaply as I can, because realistically I want things out and I want money to clear off my debts. So yeah, this looks a lot better than what it did before. I've taken off a lot of things that are in here, but I think the rest of this stuff is, I need to figure out things that are in here, see if that's worth keeping and what the hell this is, put those away. And then all of this and all of that is just stationery stuff, so as I use them up, it will go. These drawers are still pretty much exactly looking like the way they were looking by the end of those clips that you saw. Literally, this drawer has now got plenty of space. Obviously, there's things in the laundry, but like it's just so much better to put things away in here. I'll move over to this section here, which this took a lot of time. So in here is, again, this is all like my bag stuff that I will take with me if I'm going out. Literally, it looks great. There's a lot less stuff in here as well. And the thing is, I don't even remember how much stuff I got rid of from here or what I even got rid of. But yeah, it looks 10 out of 10 now. Then the second drawer, this used to originally hold my blushes, at least the powder ones, but now this holds all things like laptops and other electronics that I'll probably grab, like iPad, Switch. I mean, I need to charge that, but still. Then this drawer used to be I think the liquid blushes. This is now moved over to like notebooks and that sort of stuff. And this was the drawer for highlighters, and I've moved all my makeup brushes at the back. There's a lot. These are all empty palettes, and then things like eyelash colours. These were just like the Beetlejuice ones, so I've just put these together, even though they're more puffs. And most of the puffs are actually in this drawer, which this used to originally be wet liners and other pot liners and single sort of shadows. But this is now full of like makeup sponges, these like swatch stickers and more powder puffs and stuff like that. I need to like be very mindful of how much I have. This is why I wanted things in a drawer, so I can actually see what the hell I'm doing. And then we have these drawers full of palettes, which I haven't actually done. I haven't really figured out what I'm going to keep or what I'm not going to keep yet. That's a project for another day. But these two bottom drawers, these are all palettes I've used over the last couple of months, I guess, since I've had this drawer set. I've just put everything I've used in here, and it kind of just stays here. I need to go through that. We come to here, and it's so much better than what it was. And even when we go down here, there's hardly any mess except for my waxing stuff, and then those are like the jewelry that I wear for outfits, but that drawer is too big for the other section. And then we come over to this section, and to be fair, I think I've kept it pretty tidied. But yeah, this drawer is the one that's going to be fluctuating the most, because all of this stuff here is skincare stuff. Things are either in projects or things I started using off on the side, and as things get used up, they just get moved out, and then whatever's left will just, the next part will didn't get used. Then I have a load of hair stuff here, and again, things are part of projects, things I'm just using up. Whatever use up it goes, and I'm not really replacing anything in this drawer just yet unless I absolutely need it. And then to the side here, it's just body care stuff, and again, as I'm using things are moving out of this drawer. And since I actually had this drawer set up, I have used up a few things have moved out, which I'm really happy about. This drawer, love it, it's held up really well. This drawer really shocked me. The end result of this really shocked me, but this drawer made me really question my decisions in life and made me consider throwing everything away. These two drawers, they're perfectly fine. This is where I keep my empties and anything else I need to kind of keep that doesn't really have a space, like my camera and all my makeup bags behind this now, so it's all to the side, and then my bags. If you made it this far, thank you so much for stopping by and watching my video. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I'll probably try to do these more often, or like continue to maybe make this a series, but it might be like very slow going. I'll try my best though. But again, thank you so much, and I'll catch you next week in another video. Bye.